She listened to the voice note.
The name of God. The timetable that was flying up and down some weeks ago. I'm not sure say I still get them.
She just sent to me. I don't understand what
What's up, party people?
níbi ẹ̀kọ́ méje ní ìpínlẹ̀ náà nínú ọ̀rọ̀ tó jáde tí wọ́n fẹ́ jáde ètò jẹ́ ọ̀gá àgbà ní iléeṣẹ́ tó ń rí sí ìtanijí nípínlẹ̀ Àdàmú àti kọmíṣánná náà tó ń lò
No, people here.
ní àkànṣe àkànṣe kalẹ̀ lọ́nà iṣẹ́ àkànṣe tí gómìnà tìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ náà ṣe àwọn ìjọba àwọn ìròyìn kan nípa ìpínlẹ̀ náà láti ní ẹ̀kọ́ tí ó tàbí fún ètò yẹn àwọn táwọn tó ń ṣe pàtàkì gbogbo ìṣẹ́ àwọn tó ń wọlé àwọn tó ń jáde àti àwọn ọkọ̀ tó wọlé tó ń jáde kí ìjọba wọlé pé olùkọ́ kọmíṣánná tó rí sí iṣẹ́ òde àwọn àpẹẹrẹ ojúṣe àwọn aráàlú àti gbogbo ṣe máa
No, this person say one US people.
Wait, can I call the side? Yes. Your code can design.
Your code can design.
So we would start the lecture hopefully by 8:15. Like I said the last time, we'll just have an hour, few minutes that you spend so that we can conclude on what we have. So 8:15. So let me give others and those who want to join via YouTube. So in the next 5 minutes, we'll start. Okay, so we would start this lecture now. I believe everyone can see my screen now. Can we all see my screen? Okay, so we'll continue. So I had to mute everybody so that because several people are entering and they're just disturbing the whole class. So, like I told those um, who were using VB version of the .NET, I said we would look at that version today. And I think I'm just trying to consider those who might have the lower version, but I feel from now or from henceforth, the .NET framework will be what will be used because that is what we should use. Because VB, I just use VB6 as a basis to explain and to get some things to us. But let's now look at what we have. So if you can see my screen, you'll definitely see I created this. Once you load the VB.NET, most of you using, you have this, depending on what you have already, So this is a framework like what I have here is not only VB, I have other things, other program, I have the C++ and all of that embedded in what I have here. But want to just create the VB now. So if you looked at here, you can clone, open a project, open the project from a folder or create a new. So let's try to create a new one. So here is what you will have. Like I said, I have a lot of things. Now, I was telling some of us that you can create a cursor application. Cursor application is like a command-driven one. But we want to create event-driven, not just command and all of that. So if we want to create event-driven, we would look at this aspect of the window. So if I said, this is what I want to create, I click on it, and I want a Visual Basics, and I want the .NET framework part. So once I have this, it's telling me to decide what name to give to the. So I can just say COS 101 um, uh, um, plus work. Just put this in this. So let me just put this. So once I have this and I say next. So I want to create using the .NET framework support. So once I click on create, here, it automatically creates the. So have this. So we have what we have here now. So this is the new form we have now. So it's waiting for the telesense to finish so that we can use some of those telesense that we have. So let's wait for the form to load. Once the form loads, then we can quickly do what we want to do. So for some of us, if you have any questions or anything, you should be able to let me have it, or you raise your hand, or if there are things for me, then I can attend to you. So we have the form. So like some of us who were around last week, we saw this. I said, I'm going to try as much as possible to have the .NET aspect of it. This is it. So they see that the difference in the graphic way it's appearing, all of that is different. So we still have our property here. So remember, we still have our property here. So the text on top is form. Like I told us, we can change the text on top. You just say, we come here and say whatever I want to do. Maybe we can just call it a log in form, like what we did the last time. So once you have this, you see on top, it has changed to log in form. That changed back to log in form. And then we have this. So we can now begin to place our tools like we did the last time. So you can get your tools here. So you see, the tools are a little bit better and much more better than what we have. So if we have this now, so the last time we used label, so we can pick up a label, come here, drop the label. So see, we drop the label here. We can copy or we go back and put. So if you look at the text, we've said it last time, how to change the property. So we can put here user's name. So once we are doing that, it automatically changed. See, we have the user's name here. So let's pick another one. Or the best bet, we can copy. We can copy what we have here. This can be copied. If I click on this and say Control copy, then I say Control paste now. You see, I have another version of it. So now I can look at what name did he give, so I'll be able to check if I want to program against the text box. I have this. Did you see? It's showing me that this is the name. I can change this to password. Go back under my text again, just put password. So this also changed to password. Now, did you see? Here is what I was saying, telling some of us, as I'm dragging, is aligning it for me. So if you have questions along the line, I've said you can raise your hand so that then I can pick the same thing we have. Let's pick this time a text box. So let's look for a text box to pick. So let's see. So we pick a text box this time around. So pick the text box, place here. So we have this. Then we'll pick another text box quickly. Pick another text box, drop. So move. Now, you see, this is what I was saying the last time. Now, you see how this is more better as it's helping you to align, unlike the VB6. Helping you to align it much better. So let's go forward to pick the buttons now. I want to pick two buttons like we did the last time. So let's pick two buttons. So we'll go to the command button. So we'll pick first and then drop. So we have the first button here. Let's pick another button. Second button here. Have it this. If we want to, have it this way. Want to. So this is the two buttons we have. So if we say the first button should be okay, we go to where we have text. You go to where we have text and say this should be login or okay. Let me just put okay. Then we have here to cancel. Next text we have there to just come. This is the same thing. What I'm doing is the same thing with what we did using the VB6. But this time around, we are using the .NET framework of Visual Studio 2022. Like those who were asking and were trying to find out what is the 2022 interface looks like. And that's what we are dealing with now. So this is what we have. This is what we have. So now for some of us already knows that if we run this without the coding, it will just give us the platform. Let's have this. See, this is where you can run here. So if I look at the class, try to run what I have. So you could see here, you see underneath, it's showing me how the thing is going, is building, in case if there's error, to return error and all of. Okay, Bola, yes, Bolaji, you raised your hands. What's the question? So, see if you type. So, Bolaji, what's the question? You can. Okay, Bolaji. Okay, so maybe once I'm done, I would allow you just keep your questions. So once I'm done, I'll take questions all over because I was waiting to see if you could type. Yes, I purposely did not because of. Yes, I did not write any code for now, just to try as much as possible to let you see that without code, nothing happens. So I'll go back to write those codes soon. So that's what we have in terms of that. So what we have, it will still be the same thing that occur while we were dealing with okay, so let's move on. So any of our question? So I purposely said earlier on, I left the code. Okay, let's go back to our code and then see what to put in there. So one thing you should know that once it runs, it gives us if there are error, if there are warning. So from the error list, we find 0 error, no warning, no message. But what we have is not run giving us anything because we have not placed any code or we have not written any code against them. Let's so we allowed the form to reload back, then we would move. Okay, Idris, your hand is raised. Idris, you can. Okay, okay, fine. Because I'm trying to while waiting for maybe I have to rerun. So you said, sir, okay, sir, in exam, we meant to learn code for the VB. Yes, there will be some a type of code for you to attend to. There will be some questions that has to do with some little bit of code that I can ask issues like the way you declare variables, and then I can also ask in things of. So it's not going to be practical as you all know, it's a CBT. So it's the knowledge of all of these things that is required. But I just want to show how these things work in real sense and how we should handle them. Okay, let me go back to. Okay, Daniel, I'm listening to you. Okay, someone else please up. You can type, I don't want to because of people coming in and. No. Let me just be done. I will attend to other issues like what is expected in exam and all of that. I will do that. Just give me time to just explain for those who I want to explain this aspect to. So immediately after all of this, I would try as much as possible then to deal with the issue of exam, the issue of your submission. I will attend to that. I hope that is clear to some of us. So let me share. I think the other one is running, but it's hanging. So let me put up another screen for it and then. Okay, so just trying to go back to, because the other one running was hanging, so I needed to rerun what I have so that I can have. Okay, let me rerun and then we'll come back to it. So let me just give me. So I will use the opportunity to discuss, then we'll come back to it. I think that will be much better. Okay, so let me stop sharing. Yeah, I think the system was hanging, so I will restart it. So let's go pull back to what we are discussing before I will return back if the system loads back, and then we can return back to the system. So let me just give a few instructions I want to give. Then we can move. Then before then I believe the system will have been up. So okay, let's take note of these few things. Then we would continue with what we have. Number one, several people have been asking how will the exam be. The exam is a CBT exam, so it's something you have to have a knowledge of what the subject matter is from the beginning, because it's going to be something you're going to click. It's not purely programming. The aspect of all of this programming is to explain the concept and then the practical for you to. Yes, the system hand. So I'm trying to reboot something went on. So I'm still going to switch back to the system for the final part of it so that I can explain what we have there. So we're going to switch back in the next 20 or 10, 15 minutes. So just because we're going to switch back to the system. So just hang on. So, but before then, I want us to discuss the modality of the assignment you have to, the logbook you have to submit, and the exam, because several people have questions on that. So the first thing is to let me unmute so that people can contribute, and then we can move on. So, all right. So, okay. So one, the exam. People have been asking what will be the nature of the exam. One is a CBT exam. Online, you move there, you write your exam, and you leave. Then, secondly, we are looking at the submission period, because that's where we are now. The submission time. So we are looking at submission now. We're looking at submission. So the deadline for submission will be on Wednesday, next week, Wednesday. I hope you all can take note.
Sorry, sir. This Wednesday or next week, Wednesday?
Next week, Wednesday. This is the mode of submission. Please, class governors, take note. Class governors, please take note. The mode of submission. Everyone will have to submit to their class governor. Everyone will have to submit to their class governor. And please, class governor, take note, you have to collect the logbook from them. Let them write their name, or if you can write their name and matric number, put on top your department, and then COS 101 logbook. Let everyone sign. Let everyone does what? Sign. So everybody must sign. Must do what? Must sign. So there must be signature of everyone who will submit. Everyone who will submit. The signature must be there. The signature of everyone who submits to you as class governor, because we are dealing directly, because we don't want crowd to be here. So once you submit to your class governor, make sure you sign, and make sure class governor allow them to sign that they submitted. Then the class governor will bring the logbook. You can look for one or two persons, if they are much, to help you. So you bring your logbook to the lab, to the computer science lab. Ask for lab 205. Ask for lab 205. The instruction will be given also, and then ask for lab 205. Then you can ask for either Yemi or Emmanuel, and then drop your logbook. So they will collect from you, and then take notes of the logbook you have brought. I say once again, take note of this, that submission is on or before next week, Wednesday. Like several people were asking me, I've said it, feel everything, because at each of those practical classes, you are meant to submit. You are meant to submit. You are meant to submit. So you are meant to feel it. like I said, you are meant to have been submitted to be filling that logbook so that you don't get to rush now that we have given deadline at next week, Wednesday. I used the word honor before. If yours is ready within this week, just come around, check for them, they will collect from you. So any
This one not job now.
Any question on that? Any questions on that as we... So I've told us about the nature of the exam. I've also told us basically about...
So what do you mean by logbook?
Emmanuel.
Is it the manual?
Okay, yes, Emmanuel, go ahead. Emmanuel, go ahead.
Okay, sir, please, I want to ask. You said we are to sign. What is it for our course rep? Is there going to be a list?
No, there is a list. It will... You have put all your... Yeah. Once you your name, sign that you have submitted. I hope that's clear. I hope that is clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then Bolaji, because we want to return back to... I hope everybody can see my screen now. So I want to return back to the code, and then I will just run, and then we'll move. Okay.
So what do you mean by the logbook? Is it the manual?
Yes, it's the manual. The manual is the log. Is either it's a log book or manual. So it's manual. If it's manual, you want to use is the... Okay, so let's proceed back to where we are. So once I have this, I hope everybody can see my screen now. So like for now, there's no code. So what you will have is this. So once you click on anything like we did the last time, nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. So I have these. So once you click on to run, nothing eventually will happen until you write those codes. So for now, there's no code, nothing we have on whatever is here. So what we just have, like now, you can see the output. Can we all see the output now? So once you have this, you click, you fill this, whatever name you have maybe, we have any name, like we did last, if we have Paul, course 101, then you click on any of them. Nothing will happen, cancel not to happen. So we'll go back and write the code. We'll go back and write the code. Can we all see the output? I just wanted to be sure we are in the same page now. Can we all see the output? Are we together?
No, sir. Please, sir, can you recap?
Can we see the output now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we have this, like what we did the last time. So we have what we have here. So we have put whichever name you want to put. And then we're able to. Okay. So we have this, whatever. Now, the last time, if you notice, we said something. This is not like where we have your password. You don't want anybody to see what you're typing there. So we'll go back there to also change that and all of that. So, and then if we click cancel, we click OK, we have name here, maybe Paul or whatever. Nothing is happening. Nothing is happening. So what we do is that we go back to our code and down check and go back to the main program. So let's go off here, and then we looked at what we have. So let's move back to our code, and then we'll move. Okay, so back here. So we'll try and run the code now. So first and foremost, where we want to run the code basically is on this. So let's look at the property. Let's quickly check property now. I think that's the first thing we need to do. Let's check property. So let's look at this. We don't need anything much from the text box that have the user's name. But here, we need to do something about this. What we need to check is to check the text. You don't want anything to be there. So we looked at every other thing. Then you come to where we have the password character. What do we want? So let's say we want a star. And once you are typing password, let no other person sees it and all of that. Then let's now go straight to the OK button. Here is where we have the code session. So here we say, once the OK button is done, what happens? What happens? So we can go back to write our for using the control structure that if, let's say if, now text. Now you see, the other time I was waiting for the IntelliSense. The IntelliSense guide you. If text box 1, put dot text. We want text dot text equals, what do we want? Equals. There are other things, but this time around, I want the text that is there. So whatever we have as the text, so let me just say this will have, let's say, COS 101. And we say and. You see, we need and text box 2 dot text equals, let's say we have quotes again, equals, let's just say this time around we have COS underscore 101. Then we have telling me what do I want to, I can say then if find out this automatically, he was able to give us the structure, or like the last time we are putting the end if. So say, okay, this is what we have. What do we want? A message box this time around. Did you see this? This is giving us a message box. If you put a message box, then we have telling us what message you want. If I say, okay, I can just say whatever I want to give, we'll be able to give whatever it is. So like the last time we do, we can introduce any other thing that we have into what we have. So this is basically what we did the last time, but we are using the issue of the .NET to solve it, to solve whatever we have been able to deal with. So here, what do you want to put? If these two things hold, what will be what we will use. So it now depends on you, what you want to put there. Is it login successful or what? Or whatever message you want to pass across is what you will now use there. So this is basically how we have what we have or what we want to deal with. So what we want to do is to be sure of what we want to do. So let's use the message board. So let's go, okay, message box dot want it to show. Want it to show. Then what do you want it to display? Becomes the next thing. What do you want it to display? So you see it's telling you message box dot show because I want a situation when this thing is run, a message box should display. I would just say, okay, what is it? Can say, okay, put something like this, log in. So I can do something like this. Then I go back to my form.
Sir, the login word is not correct.
You said?
Login is not correct on the coding.
It's not what?
It's not correct. It's not correct.
Oh, the word. Okay, sorry. Okay. So let's come log in successful. Okay. So we have this. So once we have this, it shows that a message box needs to be displayed. So let's move back to the form. Then we've said if we have cancel, we should be able to tell to clear off all of that. So what we will have is here. What do we do? So what we'll say is that once you say cancel, then you should just take the text box one dot text. They are complex. I'm just doing this for those who have. There are a lot of complex things we need to write, but these should be empty. To just clear off what we have there, then comes back again, text box. Text box 2 dot text equals also empty. Okay, so let's have this. So about those two, so let's run what we have to be able to ascertain. So for those using VB, so this is what you have. So this is this. So we can do all of that, like you show about the calculation and all of that aspects. We can create that on our own. Just what we need to do is to just create the normal design. Then we can write the code. So any question so far? So because after this, I will just create another. Okay, go ahead. Mariam, go ahead.
Okay, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I wanted to ask, where are we going to write the code? Is it in the analysis part or the implementation?
It's where what you have implemented, so it's what you need to do.
Okay, then the flow chart is going to be in the analysis.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So that's basically what we have. Okay, Michael.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah, please, in the aspect of the calculation aspect, so are we
Yes.
going to use the same format, or can you just walk us through that part a little bit, if that is?
Which of them?
Will not take you too much. The calculation, because I can see in the logbook, there is a place where we have to create a format of calculation that will bring out
Yes.
an output of calculation.
Yes, you design what you have. Then after you have designed what you have, like where we have the command to calculate, you click on calculate. Then once you click on calculate, you are able to pick each of those variables from those text boxes. Then you do your simple calculation.
Okay, that is fine. Thank you.
Okay, you get what I'm saying? No, like we have, for example, like the simple interest one. I'll have just, it's just because this is hanging. And I'll have just used the simple interest example to show what we have. First, you have maybe, for example, your principal, the text box, the amount, text box, the rate, the text box. Under where I put calculate, I will pick the value the person entered and where the error will be, which I will correct. Now, where the error will be is that whatever you enter in the text box is seen as a text. So I will see how to convert that into the format. Once that is done, I can try to use whatever I need to use. Because that's where you will have issues of error and all of that. That's where you have issues of error and where people will have to make mistakes. But what you can do first is that pick the value. Pick the value. It's a formula that will combine them. And once you're able to do that, I don't think there will be any issue.
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right. So any other question? Any? Someone is raising up his hand. I think I saw many hands up, so I want to start dealing with them. So I have, okay, go ahead. I have Bolaji, I have Aziz, and I think I have. So where are you with your question?
Sir, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, I wanted to ask in the implementation aspect. I know we're going to write the code there, but they are like three rows where is implementation, code, and output. Now I know
Yes.
we're going to write code and output. Is there anything different that we're going to be writing in the implementation apart from those two?
No. And nothing you can do is that if you have included some final things to make your work a bit better, you can screenshot that and add. For example, I have something that I want to show in my implementation. I get the outcome to show it in a way. I can also do that.
Yes, sir. All right, sir. Thanks, sir.
Get it. So, right.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Okay.
So I wanted to ask that the manual, the design,
Yes.
can we and the implementation, can we paste it, we should print it out then staple it, or we just have to draw it with our hand?
Whichever one you feel, but if you start attaching with what you can just draw with pencil, it doesn't, you get where I'm going. So that's just the thing.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Some of the implementation, there is a place you can quickly draw how your interface looks like. Normally, you should sketch your interface even before trying to implement it.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
So any other issues we need to look at as we begin to round up? Okay, go ahead.
The first practical in the workbook. So is it like the box? What are we supposed to do for the calculator one? Like after I've done made the program, what are we supposed to write in that box?
The calculator.
Like the
I didn't get
calculator.
you. The calculation own. I've told us you design. After you have designed, you draw the thing. After you have drawn the thing, you now be able to. Okay, let me do something. So I think the log own is fine. Let me share to just display a bit of the car. Let me do a simple thing to just explain some things to us. Let me just give me for 1 minute. So because I think people are looking at that. Let me run the VB again. So I think just give me. Just hold on. So I think that will be the last thing we would be able to do. That will be the last thing. So I want to do something else now. Okay. Hold on. So I want to show you a sample of something so that we can all be at the safer side. Just to get something. Because many are asking to questions, so let me quickly attend to that. And that is our final.
Uncle John.
Just hold on. Let me open a new. Okay, I want to just to answer most people's questions. So before you, So any other question so that I take everything together as we round up. So the next thing is for us to just get to have what's it called? All the things we have done, all the things we have learned, including the last part, web and all of that, put them together. So we need to learn web, what is all about web, what is all about WW, and all of that, what it means, the IP address and all of that. So just have that part at the back of your mind as you prepare also. And then every other thing that you have been taught, I'll be sending the slide to Ross. I'll be sending the slide to Ross after now. So please, like I said, try as much as possible to follow suit with all the instruction, and most especially the one that has to do with what is it called? With the submission. Can you all see my screen now? Can we see my screen? Can we all see my screen?
Yes, sir.
What can you see? I want to quickly show something. So what can you see?
Form 1. Just one.
Form 1. That's just what. Now, let's do something now. Let me quickly do something. But because many people have been asking, so let me put a few things here. So I just want to just label. Let me just pick one label. I will do many of it. So I have this. So let me copy it. Control copy. I just want to use it. Then label 2. Do another one. Label 3. So just keep following. So then let me go to text. Pick text box. Text box. So we have text box 1. So let me copy these two. Copy. Text box 2. Copy another one. Text box 3. Then let me pick a button. Button. Place here. Put here. Okay, so let me say I have a normal thing we normally have, like a simple interest. So we normally have what? Principal. Let me use this for the principal. Principal amount. So then we have another thing we have there is what? We have the duration.
Sir, the principal is correct. The word principal is not correct.
Okay. Wait, let me just use a variable.
Who is this one?
Okay, I've seen it. Okay, so let me just use let me just use a variable because I'm trying to meet up for something else. So let me just use prince, then duration, then let me go to time. Because by 9 that time. So or rates, let me use duration for the time, and I have rates. Sorry, rate. Okay, I think these are the things we need. So once you have this, once you have this, once you have what you have here, then this button can be, I can put calculate. It's because based on demands of several people, I just want to illustrate what we have. So now we have this. Now that we have this, what do we do? So what we expect is for the person to enter the values here, to enter all of the values here, to enter all of the values here. So here under the label, we have the principal. Let's just put it in full for the principal value. We have, then we have duration, which can be rates out. If you want duration or time, whichever one. So let's just put time so that it will be easier for us to quickly understand. So we have the time now. So this is what we have. This is what we have. So now you expect when you run this, the end users should be able to do that. Now, whatever value the person is putting here, once you put this calculate button, it should do the calculator. Then you ask yourself, what is the, what's it called now? What is the formula for it? Then you get the formula. You write the formula down, and the formula is what? What is the formula for finding simple interest? Let's just want to do simple interest.
Principal times weight times
time. So I'm expecting value from this text box 1, text box 2, and text box 3. So I'll go to where I have calculate. Now this is where I want to write. So I want this is clicked, it triggered an event. Well, to make things easier for me, I need to use variable. I need to get those values from those text box. So I need to declare variable. So I will say dim. Still remember, for those of us, dim, let me say P for principal, as what? Let me use double. Let me use a double. Then I goes again to say dim again. I have time. I have time T for double again. The data type. You still remember? I hope we still remember data type. Then we have what? Dim R as what do we have double again? Because I just want to assume that all of them. Now this is it. I've declared it. Then I also need to declare the variable I want to hold them. So I can now say again, dim, maybe SI as double. Now, the next thing I need to do is that every value from there. So the first text box is assumed for the principal. So I will say P equals text box 1 dot text. But there will be issue here. What will be the issue? This is a text and I want a number. Once we run this, it will give us error. So I can convert this particular text box to double. So I can use the convert. So I can say, before now, come back here and says maybe use a convert. Tell me. Did you see? Convert dot to whatever. Let's say to. What am I using? What data type am I using? What data type am I using? See, to char, to Boolean, to decimal. I'm using to double because
double.
Yes, double. And I put 50,000. Because this is very crucial. This is where mistakes are made. Do you see, for those of us who were asking for the calculation part, that's how I have to go this route. Now, if you notice that because I've used it, there's nothing under. It's telling me, oh, I have declared a variable and I've used it. So the same thing goes for what? Goes for T. So T equals the same thing. Go convert dot to double. Then you put this again, text box 2 dot text. And we go again for what? R will be what? Equals to, so the same thing, convert dot 2 and the next thing is what? Or we have there text box 3 dot text. Okay, so we've done that. So what we've done here, declare those variables. And after I've declared those variables, we have successfully now put those values there. So the next thing is to apply the formula. I said the formula should be in what? This equals this equals. So we have now principal times rate times T slash 100. So this is what you have. So once you click this, it automatically gets the answer down. So this basically is what we have. So whatever we want to do is we can now print out the value of SI. So once the value of SI, so this is how you go about the calculation for those who are talking about calculation. Any question? Any question? Any question so far of what we have done? So this is what, so once I click go back, I can decide to put in a message box to tell me whatever. I can come back here and just say, okay, a simple tell me what I need to do. So I can put something like maybe my normal message box dot show. Then what do I want to show? It depends. I can say in this have my normal what do I have? Normal okay, you can just say so have my normal thing that I have there. So I can just put it as what I have, the simple interest. The simple interest of whatever I have, I can say is. Simple interest is, I can just put simple interest is, then put, then most of the time, yeah, if I want to do, I use this upper sign to now have. So what is the formula? I can now put SI. Yeah. Now, before I move on, this message text box, they are all text. They are all text. So if I'm sending anything to them, it must be in text, or else there will be error. So I'll just do this to string, back to string. So what I've done there is to convert that thing back to string. So once I'm able to do that, convert it back to string, it's solved. So this is what we have in terms of the code for a calculation part. Now, for those who are asking for the calculation part, this is a typical example of what we have. So any question on this? Go through the code and ask your question, because this is the last thing we're going to do for today. From the design, we have P from design, principal, time, rate. Under calculate, we were able to go back and write our code, which is this. And once we run this, it is easier to give us what we have. Any question as I run this and then we'll close?
Sir, for those variable side, for P is equals to convert to double, can we also use val?
Yes, you
Like,
can. Var is just like a general larger that takes every data type. So, okay, all right. Go ahead. You raise your hand, sir. First, I'm attending because this is the last one. Once this around run this, and then we'll move ahead. So, okay. So, any question? If there are none, I think we have come to the end. Let me run this for. Okay, Alexander, because.
Sir, good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning.
What does the to double sign mean?
The double. To double means you are converting the text. Everything, do you know if it's something that we are getting the value from text box? And those text box are seen as string, not as number. So you can use what I'm saying, that pick up whatever it is as a string, convert it to double before you put it in. If not, P, you think you are multiplying a number, whereas what it's seen is a string. So I'm keeping some of these things simple, explaining it in a way because this cut across. This just like, for example, I've said the storage location of what should be here is a number. And where I'm getting it from is in the format of a string, though it appears to be a number. I need to convert it to a number before it can stay in that location. So that's all we have for today. Let me just see how, I hope it doesn't hang, then we will finish. Okay. So can we all see the form now? because that is the final thing we are dealing with. Can we see the form?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if we have maybe 12,000, because it's a double, so I can have 12,050 naira. The time is maybe 2.
So, sir, that is 1,200.
No, one time, yes. I'm just testing. I'm just using any number. So I'm just testing it. So anything can be there. So for the year, we have this 0.5, maybe 2.5 years at the rate of 10.5. So if I now say calculate, did you see? That's what we will have. We all can see the answer too.
Yes, sir.
So this is what, for those who are asking, you see, I quickly build a simple issues about calculating whatever we have. So this is what, okay, so Jubrin, Akintola, your hands is up. Akintola. So those of you raising your hands, you can ask your question as we close.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
You want to ask that this programming that you are doing, is this for front end or back end is also included?
Oh, okay. So
my second question is that when I'm submitting our assignment for the log book.
When what?
When I'm submitting our assignment.
I think you didn't join early. I've given the instruction. I've said you are meant to submit on or before Wednesday next week.
Thank you, sir.
On or before Wednesday next week. Very important. On or before. And the modality of submission have also been given. For some of you who will not entertain people coming here, meet your class governor, submit to your class governor, make sure your name is captured and signed on the list. So that your class governor will come here with a list of those who have submitted and their signature and the logbook. And once you get here, go to room 205, lab room 205. Ask for Mr. Dewumi or Mr. Emmanuel. Then you can. I will put the notice on the course reps, but I think this is the best place to also put it, that you are meant to submit your manual on or before Wednesday. On or before Wednesday next week. Okay, any question? If there is none, I think we can call.
So I have a question about the front-end advanced.
Oh, the issue is this is more of a front end, but I do want to ask, I don't want to say much about, because there are a lot of things to that question, but this is just your front end. There's no back end, there's no database, there's no linking to any other thing. This is just like a kind of window form of application which can be transferred front end thing.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your attention.
All right.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Okay, I have a question about the projects we were given. So, last two classes we had, in your video, you said that there was a place that I got to that had class projects, so it told us to write a VB program to make a calculator, simple interest, and what's called a 3 average stuff.
Yes, yes.
I want to know, are we to do it personally and submit?
No. It's the only thing you have to submit, I've said, is the manual. Go and solve. Like the simple interest is what I've done here now.
Okay.
It's because of the issue about some other things that we couldn't finish but those ones. So, but one of it is what I've used to illustrate. This is simple interest we have done. But I just meant to use it as classwork. Like now, with this classwork of simple interest, it is easier for those who want to deal with the last part that has to do with calculation in the manual.
Okay.
The classwork is like, it's one of it I've done. We're just meant to use it. Assuming we have, not because of the large population and all of that. That's why I'm doing this up. And we'll have just come, it's just like the hands-on classwork, which I've done now, to just explain how these things work in terms of calculating and all of that.
Okay. So the only two I have to do is the one in the workbook. Allow me to do the class project that you gave.
Everything the workbook you have to submit, not that one is just, that's why it's called classwork. So I'm meant to do it together, which we have done now.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, so thank you, everyone. I think at this junction, we will meet during exam. Every further instruction will be given. Most importantly, on Wednesday, I expect on or before. That means if yours is ready today, tomorrow, find your way down and submit your manual. Okay. Is there anyone else still asking? Because we.
Good morning, sir.
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. There is a particular workbook that we have to fill a matric number, name of student, and there is name of laboratory coordinator and examiner. So what are we going to do?
Laboratory
coordinator and examiner course coordinator. None of them. Can we leave it there? And signature and date. There's signature, there's date.
Okay, those parts. Now, what do you have to do on those parts?
Hey, let's talk.
You can leave those parts.
Okay, sir.
Leave those parts. I think I understand. Or normally, instead of giving the instruction of, okay, leave those parts. Because for the lab people, is the ones that are submitting to, are the ones that will get to assist the Mr. Dewumi and Mr. Emmanuel. For the course lecturer, we have 3 people who have taken you. Dr. Anthony, Dr. Gude, and Dr. Igueras. So, but if you can just be able to. But if there's need for further instruction before today runs out, I will send to you.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
But get ready.
Okay, sir. Good morning, sir. Sir, please, I want to ask that what are the penalties for cancellations in the manual book?
What are the
penalties for cancellations?
Is that what are the penalties or what are the what?
The penalty, like how many marks are they removed?
No. I don't to examine that's the well, that's yours is to do whatever you want to do and then to submit.
Hello, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
What did you say now?
Please, I want to ask, can we draw the flowchart in the design section?
Yes, I've said that.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so all right, thank you so much. I wish you all the best, and I wish you a successful period during the exam.
Morning, sir.
All right, so follow suit with instruction, and at this junction, we have come to the end